Moment 6:18 right now. Massive night tonight. Big week of Champions League football. It all starts tonight on 5 Live. Arsenal visiting Slavia Prague at 5:45. That is on 5 Live. Then 5 Live Sport will bring you full commentary of Liverpool Real Madrid at 8 p.m. Spurs Copenhagen, that's on 5 Sports Extra. That kicks off at 8 p.m. So let's talk to our first fans of the day. We've got Liverpool fan Dan Clubb from Redmen TV. Good morning, Dan.
Good morning, how are we?
Great, brilliant, great to have you back on. And we've got Spurs fan Chris Cowlin with us as well. Good morning, Chris.
Morning, Gordon.
Good to have you on again, Chris. Right, Dan, let's start with you. I think 14 out of the last 15 Real Madrid have won, and also the return of Trent Alexander-Arnold. So many subplots going on here. How do you feel about tonight?
Yeah, nice quiet night in at the office, I think. There was a lot going on, a lot of narratives, a lot of stories, a lot of attention, and that's not just because it is Liverpool, Real Madrid, two of the most successful clubs in European history. It's going to be a massive, massive night at Anfield, as they often are in the Champions League. But yeah, this one's a little bit extra tasty because of the Trent factor, as you mentioned. So yeah, ultimately on the pitch, the players on the start need to focus on the task at hand, which is, winning a game of football, which obviously we got back to winning ways at the weekend. But still European matters to be dealt with. Obviously the defeat out in Galatasaray has made this whole Champions League group phase slightly more tricky than it needed to be. So yeah, win your home games and you're pretty much guaranteed success in terms of getting out of this group. So yeah, it's a big night in terms of what the football means, but yeah, there's no getting away from the Trent factor either.
It's been quite a big conversation, hasn't there, about players not acknowledging the reception he'll get. So how do you think Trent will be received this evening at Anfield?
Yeah, honestly, really poorly. And I'm really quite not concerned about it because it's just never nice to see, is it? I mean, I've been inside the stadium where like likes of Raheem Sterling's returns, having left in sort of like under a cloud, if you like. But I think this one might actually go beyond that. I think this could sort of supersede just how bad that reception was, because obviously the back end of last season, it really sort of divided the fan base. It divided Anfield at times in terms of like there was a real split amongst us in terms of how we should be handling the Trent situation and what that sort of response should be. Now, having left in the way that he did, I think there's pretty much 100% agreement that he's going to get a pretty poor reception when he walks out onto Anfield. And obviously it was party time, it was celebration time with the Premier League title running and what have you, so that sort of took the focus, the attention away. People kind of just forgot about him and didn't really want to make it about him, but all bets are off tonight. It's open season, so yeah. I think it's going to be a pretty bleak night for him.
It was just like when Don Hutchison left. Right, yeah. Chris, tell me about Spurs then, right, because it looked like things were absolutely sailing, really, but just for the first time have we seen just a little glimmer of some unrest with the Van de Ven situation and Thomas Frank?
Yeah, of course, Saturday losing at home against Chelsea, that performance was pretty poor. The XG 0.05, which was a record low in the Premier League for Tottenham, and just one shot on target, lack of creativity at the moment. Of course, as you mentioned, Van de Ven and Jed Spence blanking the manager at the end of the game. I do get it from a player's point of view, after a very poor performance, and the fans were booing throughout the second half and especially at the end of the game. And, from a player's point of view, you want to get down that tunnel as quickly as possible, but you can never, ever blank your manager. And I'm so glad that they went in unprompted. To Thomas Frank, apologised, and we quickly move on with it. But Spurs tonight against Copenhagen, we do have a very dismal record in the Premier League at home, especially in the calendar year of 2025, winning only 4 home games. But, we are unbeaten at home for 5.5 years in European competition. The last 21, 17 wins, 4 draws. And tonight we need a top performance. We need an entertaining performance. We could be without 11 first-team players. We do have a lot of injuries, but yeah, the crowd certainly need to be entertained this evening.
What do you make of Thomas Frank's credentials as a European manager on an arena like this evening?
I think it's too early to say. We're unbeaten in the Champions League so far. We've played 3 games. Last time out, Monaco away, it was 0-0. However, we did concede 23 shots. Vicario had to make 8 saves. Vicario, in all honesty, in the last couple of weeks has really saved us in Premier League games as well. Without his heroics, it could have been very embarrassing, especially on Saturday. But as I said, we just need a top performance. Copenhagen at home, no disrespect to them. This is a game that we should win and comfortably. And we just need that little bit of creativity. We need that little bit of spark. But that is what really does worry me at the moment. The spark up front. We've got Richarlison, we've got Mawani, we've got Tell. Of course, Tell isn't registered for the Champions League squad either, so that's another forward player out of the running. But when you go from Harry Kane to Heung-min Son to these guys up front, it is like chalk and cheese. So there's a real quality difference at the moment.
Great stuff, Chris. And Dan, just coming back to you, it's going to be an incredible atmosphere tonight. Jude Bellingham on show, Vinny Jr., but there's been a little bit of trouble between him and the manager recently. So how do you see it going tonight, Dan?
Yeah, it's going to be an unbelievable atmosphere, as you mentioned. It always is under the lights at Anfield. These sort of occasions are when we really come to life. But I think that'll play a big part in the performance and hopefully in the result. It's going to be a tricky one. Obviously, there's no hiding from how strong a side the Galacticos coming to town in Real Madrid. But yeah, I think the weekend's win gave us a huge sort of boost in confidence psychologically. I think we needed that badly. Going into tonight off the back of anything but a win would have been quite concerning, actually. So yeah, I'm confident, always confident when we're playing at Anfield, regardless of form and who's coming to town. So yeah, another confidence boosting win would be a huge, huge outcome. So I'll say 2-1 Liverpool.
Ooh, and Salah back on form at the moment, isn't he?
Yeah, that'd be nice. These are the sort of occasions where you want Mo Salah to come to the fore as well, and these are the sort of nights that he sort of thrives upon in Liverpool shirt. So I'd like to imagine that, again, another positive performance for him at the weekend where we did start to see signs of life in the season, because there's been few and far between up until that. I think, again, Real Madrid coming to town should bring out the best in the likes of Mo Salah. So yeah, another goal for him tonight and sort of getting him right back on track will be huge.
And Chris, back in a Spurs win tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that, as I said, the crowd definitely need it. We need to be entertained, and most importantly, the 3 points. And then, of course, we face Manchester United on Saturday, another huge game before the international break. So let's hope that we're seeing entertaining football this coming week and 2 wins. But yeah, starting tonight in the Champions League.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Spurs fan Chris Cowlin there, and Redmen TV's Dan Clubb back on the show, one of our regulars. Remember, 5 Live Sport will bring you full commentary of Arsenal's trip to Slavia Prague. That's at 5:45, and then we'll have full commentary Liverpool Real Madrid 8 p.m. Spurs Copenhagen, that's on 5 Sports Extra. That's also an 8 p.m. kickoff. It's 6:26.
Now it's good.